Hello, and welcome back to Marriage Lessons from an Asperger's Point of View. I'm your host, Paul Ogilvie, and this is my journey of awareness through a person who has Asperger's. Now, all Asperger's are not alike, and we experience our characteristics or our symptoms differently. For example, I like to think logically. I'm not very good with emotions. Kind of get a blank stare on my face sometimes. One emotion I am familiar with, one feeling that I am good at naming, because if you ask me, how are you feeling, Paul? And I'll tell you, well, my toe hurts, my back hurts, something physical. And then I think, oh, you're asking me how I'm feeling. So you're asking for a feeling. And probably the most common feeling that I have is confusion. I'm quite acquainted with feeling confused. So everyone is going to experience that differently. Another characteristic that I have is I like to give service. I'm helpful. But that's not always the right thing to do at the right time, but we'll talk about that in our next episode or in a later episode. Right now we'll continue with this episode, and one thing I also like to do is I like to collaborate and communicate with my wife. So I know some Auspies think that silence is golden, and I'm trying to get away from that. I'm trying to break that mold, because silence is not always the best thing, because people can't read my mind if I don't express my thoughts, my feelings with words. So silence is not always golden, for me anyway. We're going to proceed in this episode, and in future episodes, they're going to be divided into three areas. The first area is the setup, the second area is the story, and the third area is the takeaway. So let's get started with today, and here's the setup. I'm in the kitchen. My wife has made some pancakes the day previous. I want to heat them up in the microwave. So I say, sweetheart, how long do I set the microwave to heat this pancake up? She says, what would you do if I weren't here? Wow, that's not the answer that I was actually expecting. Part two, here's the story. She had just put her pancake in the microwave and taken it out. She knows the right amount of time to heat it up, but she didn't tell me. She didn't answer my question. Sometimes I ask too many questions, and I interrogate or pepper her with a lot of questions. And the problem that I have is I need to regulate the questions that I ask her. That's the challenge that I have, is to be in touch enough with my own self is to know when I'm asking too many questions. That's my challenge, is regulating those questions. If I were to see this as a black and white issue, then I would say, well, great, if you can act that way, I'll never ask you another question again. But I need to add color to my vision, to my thoughts, to my feelings, to my words. So a way to see this with color would be, I need to learn why she answered that way. What is it that I don't understand? So what I need to do is I need to learn to check the other person's state. And if I'm confused, I need to find out what it is that I don't understand, because I want to be, and this is the takeaway, I want to be empathetic. I want to be compassionate. I want to be a loving husband. So if I have a question, I am going to ask myself that question first and see if I can find the answer. And then if that doesn't work, I'm going to go to Google, and maybe Google will know the answer. And if that doesn't work and I'm really stumped, then I will come to her and tell her, sweetheart, I'm stumped. Can you help me with this answer? Can you help me resolve it? And I think that way I'll be able to regulate my questions, and I will be able to be more empathic and compassionate. In my bedroom, I have a bulletin board, and on that bulletin board are a whole bunch of 3x5 cards with little bits of wisdom on them. And these have come from the books that I've read, the videos that I've watched on YouTube, and some long talks that I've had with my wife. And the card that applies to today's episode is one that says, slow down, observe. It's about people, not things. Now, although the thing was a pancake, and it wasn't just a pancake, it was a wheat, banana, blueberry, walnut pancake that was really good, it's still just a thing. So remember, if you are confused and you don't understand, probably preceding that it's going to be confusion. The thing to do is to stop, slow down, observe, think about that other person, and try and gain understanding. And don't worry about the things. That's it for today. Please click like, subscribe, and click that little notification bell so you'll get the next episode when it comes out. Thank you, and God bless.